The 15-Point Plan is part of the Win, Make, Give podcast network.
Welcome to the 15-Point Plan. Chad Himes here with the calming Jillene Snow. How are you today, Jillene?
I should live up to that today, shouldn't I?
You should. And Jillene, the reason I'm pointing out the calming nature you bring to people around you is today's topic. Because today we go deeper on a new part of the 15-Point Plan. We're talking about
Mindfulness.
That's
Yeah.
right. So sometimes that calming needs to fit in. Now, folks, if you're new to the 15-Point Plan podcast, welcome to the family. We want you to know that what we've done is we have taken the 15 points from Ben Kinney's 15-Point Plan, and we have taken you through each one in an episode on its own, how to achieve it, how to accomplish it so that you get that little check mark each and every day on the 15-Point Plan tracker, which you can download at 15pointplan.com. Now what we've done after we went through each of those is we're going deeper. We're going deeper into these where we've had multiple episodes on goals, movement, hydration, sleep, nutrition, supplements, influences, and journaling. And Jillene, now we're getting ready to dive into mindfulness and take a few episodes and really break this word down. It's probably one of the ones that people don't understand the most in the 15-Point Plan, I think.
Well, like many of the things, it's leaving it open for interpretation to what it means for you. But I think providing the options is also important and some of the meaning behind it so it can actually be applied.
Okay. So here's the definition we give on the 15-Point Plan. To us, mindfulness means make the time for daily, purposeful meditation or prayer to center yourself mentally and spiritually. Jillene, what words jumped out of that definition as I put that out there?
You're probably going to hit the button when I say this, but I think purposeful.
Okay, I'm not going to hit the it's a ding ding, okay? Whatever answer you want to give
Purposeful,
to that.
yeah.
Okay, so it's purposeful in there. Okay. I want everyone to understand mindfulness, and I went out there and I found some other definitions. I just went and Googled some, what does mindfulness mean, okay? So the Mayo Clinic, most people know the Mayo Clinic. They say mindfulness is a type of meditation in which you focus on being intensely aware of what you're sensing and feeling in the moment without interpretation or judgment. Practicing mindfulness involves breathing methods, guided imagery, and other practices to relax the body and mind and help reduce stress. Jillene, can I tell you, that definition alone brings me stress.
Why is that?
Because to think that I'm going to focus on being intensely aware of what I'm sensing and feeling in the moment without interpretation or judgment. Do you know how hard it is to intensely be aware of what you're sensing, yet at the same time, just sense it?
So this is the ultimate form, I think, of meditation, right? And we're going to do an entire episode on this.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's that valuable and important. I wish I could say after this episode and after you share with us today, Chad, I could go and I could sit down and have like this perfect experience of what you just described. But in reality, I'm not there yet.
No, me neither. I'd be so stressed out attempting to get to that definition of it. That's stressful to think I've got to be in some meditative state. And what happens when we do meditation? And we'll talk about it, of course. Other thoughts come into our head. Well, wait, I'm not being intensely aware of what I'm sensing and feeling in the moment.
And then you have to remove that element of judgment. There
right?
you go.
See? Stress. All right, here's some other answers I found, though.
We better be calm, though, Chad. This is a calming episode.
That's why we brought you. Okay? Other answers I found came to define it this way. The term mindfulness can be defined as a moment-to-moment awareness of one's experience without judgment. It can be promoted by certain practices or activities, such as meditation, but it is not equivalent to or synonymous with them. There are multiple ways to cultivate and practice mindfulness. That I liked, right? That I liked. A moment-to-moment awareness of one's experience without judgment, I can do that.
That's good.
Right? It just, okay, hey, what just happened? How did it happen? And I'm not judging what happened. That's being mindfulness, right? Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present aware of where we are and what we're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. Okay. Jillene, you do a great job of this. We're sitting here, we're recording the podcast, and people can't see us doing it, yet maybe you've seen Jillene likes to post pictures of the podcast studio. We are across a room from each other looking. You're very present, right? Your phone is turned over so it can't distract you. You're always making great eye contacts. We're doing this. You're being very present in a moment. Folks, it's that simple. To become mindful would be that. Jillene, what are you feeling as I give these definitions of mindfulness?
Can I be honest with you?
I would hope so. The audience wants it.
I do feel very present in this moment, and you're bringing awareness to that as we speak. I think in times past, like with previous episodes that I've recorded, I haven't always been in the present because I was thinking of what comes next. What comes next? What comes next? I think that prevents us from having like this ultimate moment and experience in life. So I was just reflecting on that as you were talking about it.
Without judgment, hopefully.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah,
Now
it's a new day.
Now it's a mindful moment. All right. So let's talk about the 5 basics of mindfulness, Jillene. Okay. Number 1.
Set aside some time.
Yep. That's it, folks. Set aside time. Okay. Tell us a little bit more, Jillene.
Well, do we need a meditation bench or cushion or corner of the house? That actually sounds quite wonderful. I don't have that set up yet in my house.
You don't need one. You don't have to get to that point where you've got this whole Zen section of the house that you go to do
One
this.
day. #goals.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's one of your goals. I'll tell you, Jillene.
It is actually. I have been shopping online for a couch that represents the space that I can meditate and read, and a lamp to go with it, and some inspirational art.
Okay.
Right? But I don't have that now, so I sit at my kitchen counter, at my kitchen bar, and just sit there.
Okay. Me?
What about you?
While I'm running.
While you're running.
While I'm running, I have music playing, yet I could not tell you what song is playing probably 50% of the time in my head, because I have completely gone into that mindfulness moment where I'm just being aware of my feet hitting the road. I'm aware of the breeze blowing past me. I'm aware of the birds I hear chirping. I'm just taking in the moment without any sort of judgment. And sometimes that's where my best ideas come to me from, because I'll come back from a run and I'll have to stop the music and quickly tell Siri while I'm running to remind me something, because it'll come to me when my brain gets light, for lack of a better term for it.
Yep.
That those ideas come washing through finally.
Good for you, by the way, that you can achieve that when you're running, because when I'm running, all I think about is, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die.
Okay. To me, overall, it's when I don't have to pay attention to what I'm doing. I will bet a lot of our audience listens to podcasts in the car. And I would challenge you, not on a busy traffic drive, maybe one of those highway drives you're making where you're going somewhere for a while, turn the radio off. Because driving has become so second nature to so many people. You can drive safely and still have that mindful moment while you're just driving and letting your thoughts just flow and be with them while you're going, okay? So yes, you should be purposeful when you set aside some time. It doesn't have to be the same time every day, though. Okay. Number 2 on our list, Jillene, of the 5 basics of mindfulness was?
It's observing the present moment as it is.
Okay. So I already talked about it, right? The aim of mindfulness, it's not quieting the mind or attempting to get this eternal state where you don't think anything. We're just attempting to pay attention to the moment without judgment. Okay. And that's a lot easier said than done. Because how often are we, oh my gosh, people are looking at me, and what am I wearing? And what was the look that person just, now we start to get into judgment as I run by somebody, or you get into judgment while you're meditating. Boy, I look stupid probably sitting here doing this, or whatever it might be. You just got to be in the moment. That's what mindfulness truly is coming to. Number 3 on the list, Jillene?
We've talked about this one already. Let your judgments roll by.
There you go.
And number 4 is to return to observing the present moment as it is.
Yes, because once we let judgment in, we have to remember number 4, which is stop it and get back to the
Yeah,
observation.
just get back to it. Yep.
Okay. And number 5?
Be kind to the wandering mind.
Yeah. What does that mean to you?
When those random and frequent thoughts do enter,
Yes.
it's just saying, hey, that's okay. Let me, kind of push those away. I always kind of like physically think about my hand taking those thoughts and removing them from my mind,
Okay.
and then getting back to that quiet state.
Yeah.
Quiet state where I get to be in the present.
And you're absolutely right, Jillene. The 2 times I find myself finding mindfulness moments purposefully is one, as I said, when I'm running or working out, because I don't have to think, I just do the actions. And number 2 is just before I go to sleep. I will always lay down to go to sleep, and all I will do is focus on my diaphragm breathing. I will focus on the inhale and feeling it fill with air, and the exhale and letting it go. Now, sometimes all of a sudden I'll realize I'm thinking about tomorrow's podcast episode that I have to build, or all of a sudden I'm thinking about, oh, when I said that in the recording, I hope that didn't, or I did this, or I said that to somebody through the day, whatever. I just, hey, stop, let it go, get back to focused on my breathing, right? So don't punish yourself for, oh, I'm so bad at this, I'm not staying focused. Be kind to yourself while you're going through this. Not an easy thing. All right, Jillene, I said I do mine running. I said I do mine while I'm doing workouts, things like that. Where do you do yours?
In the morning. So I'm not a pro at meditating.
Neither am I.
I began my journey actually in the last year, or even in the last few months. So
Okay.
I'm still practicing. I'm still green, and I'm on this journey, and I'm excited about it.
Okay.
I use the Peloton app because I have the subscription
Yep.
to the 5-minute, 10-minute, and beyond Peloton guided meditation.
Okay.
And so I'm currently utilizing that. But what I've seen it do is it's just translated into some of these other areas. So I live a pretty scheduled life. Like I have often back-to-back meetings and appointments, and there's not a lot of what you might call white space.
Sure.
And I think it's only in white space where you can actually practice mindfulness, right?
No, yet I'll let you go with
Well,
this. It's your thought, so you
yeah,
can have it and I won't judge.
I agree. Well, oftentimes you can be present in those moments, right? In whatever appointment that you're in, but the type of meditation that I'm talking about would require a little bit more of the free time white space.
No,
and I like
again,
the
I still
combination
disagree,
of
but
both.
keep going.
So the combination of both would be having this white space where you get to disconnect from maybe some of the structure. And for me, I like to just get in my car and drive
Mm-hmm.
and be able to be present in that moment in more of a spontaneous way.
Okay.
And on that drive, I might choose to go to the lake and make a pot by the lake. I'm alone. It's just a different kind of mindfulness is what I'm referring to, Chad.
Okay.
I agree. There's all types.
No. I'm not going to
Right?
disagree that you shouldn't have that kind on your calendar. I'm going to disagree that you shouldn't have white space on your calendar. And anybody who's ever listened to me talk about scheduling, whether it's here or it's on the Win, Make, Give podcast.
You schedule the
or
white space.
You schedule that.
Yeah.
So don't put white space and say, I'm going to have white space. You put, I'm going to do mindfulness time, and you block off the hour. Now, you can then decide, I'm going to run to the lake, I'm going to this, I'm going to that. That's your choice. White space will get filled by someone else in your office who grabs it from you and starts turning you into doing something on a project, and you won't get your mindfulness time. Totally different episode, totally different topic. Let me give you a few examples of some other places that you can do it. One of the things Ben has taken up was whittling. And one of the reasons he says he took up whittling and wood carving was for the mindfulness that comes from it. Meditation is obviously a place. Prayer for some people, reading devotionals will be that moment. Tai Chi, very popular for mindfulness time. Yoga, I'm not good at it, yet it's there. Maybe creative art projects. Maybe you're a painter or a sculptor, or you like to draw. It doesn't even have to be good enough to give anybody. Gardening, for some people, can be extremely mindful as well, because you get out of your head and into doing what you need to do. Jillene, let's just run a list of the benefits of mindfulness, okay, before we wrap this one up so people understand. We don't have to go deep into these. You'll notice we've mentioned a lot of these in other parts of the 15-point plan, benefits of doing the 15-point plan. Jillene, give me one.
Stress reduction, anxiety reduction, reduction in pain levels, reduction in depression,
Mm-hmm.
better sleep, better memory, more focus. I like this one, less emotional reactivity.
Yes.
Mindfulness actually increases your emotional intelligence
Mm-hmm.
and how that is growing within your life because it does take practice, and mindfulness will promote that, right?
Okay.
I love this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh because I think everyone starts somewhere with either meditation or mindfulness. And what he says, he says, just become aware of your breath, and through that, come into the present moment where everyday activities can take on a joyful, miraculous quality.
Become aware of your breath, and through that, come into the present moment where everyday activities can take you on a joyful, miraculous quality. Okay? Thank you for sharing that. I love that I asked for one benefit of mindfulness, and Jillene gave us like 8 or 9 in there. Jillene, you are on this for everybody. And we've mentioned these, right? Eating properly, getting exercise, getting good sleep. Many of these things keep showing up again and again and again. So folks, following the 15-point plan reduces stress, reduces anxiety, reduces pain levels through all of the 15 points. Here's our introduction to mindfulness, and we've got more coming for you, including Jillene bringing us a great episode on that breathing that she just mentioned in that quote. We hope this episode ups your energy and takes you to the next level.